On our wedding anniversary, I waited for my husband, Jordan Smith, to return home. I only received a call from him late at night. I'm working overtime tonight, so I won't be going back. You? I heard a clear female voice beside him, so I asked loudly, Jordan, what are you doing? His voice turned cold as he impatiently replied, Are you accusing me of cheating? Kulhern Didley, you're always thinking the worst of others because you're a horrible person. After he ended the call, I received a text message. Come to River Avenue. I want to show you something good. I did not know who sent me the text message. I just rushed over. I am the biggest club on River Avenue. I saw Jordan in one of the private rooms. Holly Brown was leaning against him while dressed in an off-shoulder top. She was grinding against Jordan as she raised her hand, which was previously wrapped around him. Jordan, stop it. I felt my heart sink and turn cold. I had a good guess on who had sent me that text message. On our first anniversary, Jordan was cheating on me with his childhood best friend. Everyone was chatting and laughing in the private room. Jordan's friends were teasing him, too. Jordan, you're so brave. Aren't you worried that Kulhern's going to find out? When they brought me up, Jordan sounded incredibly annoyed. Kulhern. She looks like an old pig after she gained weight from her pregnancy. Don't you know I lose my appetite just by looking at her face? She still asks me why I'm not eating. If she gets out of my face, I'd eat faster than lightning. Holly pretended to say something on my behalf, but she was actually mocking me. Jordan, she only got pregnant because of you. How could you treat her like that? While Jordan cooed at her, he continued complaining to his friends. My arrival interrupted the wonderful atmosphere of their gathering. Kulhern, why are you here? I clenched my fists as everyone stared at me in shock. Jordan, I'm pregnant with your child, and I've gone through so many hardships because of you. Don't you remember any of that? I met Jordan while we were in college. At that time, he was a poor boy. I remained by his side as he hustled. We got married after he was promoted to a senior leadership position. Following our marriage, I soon got pregnant, first. Jordan would act as though he cared about me. But after a while, he dropped the facade. This was especially so after my first trimester. I gained almost 30 pounds and could not even stand up due to the water retention in my thighs. My face was also extremely swollen, and I knew every single one of his friends in the private room. In college, these people always sought out escorts. Jordan would always put on a pitiful expression and say, I didn't hire an escort, even though they did. I actually believed him that I was shaking from anger as I stood there. Holly looked smug, and she did not move away from Jordan in the slightest. Kulhern's here. Kulhern, don't blame Jordan. He just couldn't help himself. There's nothing between us. However, her half-dressed body, which was covered in hickeys, was mocking me. Jordan's friends supported her claims. Kulhern, Jordan's wrong, but you should understand him. This is just how men are. That's right, Kulhern. Don't be angry at Jordan. We'll drink as an apology to you. You should just let this go. Jordan's face was red with anger. He looked like he wanted to slap me across the face. Why are you accusing me of cheating? Holly and I have known each other for decades. If something was between us, you wouldn't have stood a chance. I stared at the hickeys on Holly's body as I listened to Jordan's defensive words. She's just my girl best friend. I did not say a single word. I only stared at the wedding gown Holly was wearing. It was a custom-made gown that Jordan had purchased. It was extremely expensive. Jordan had once said that he wanted me to wear a unique piece. He was using my wedding gown as a tool for him to flirt with Holly. The white collar had been stained with lipstick and wine. I let out a deep sigh as I said in a low voice, Jordan, let's get a divorce. Jordan finally could not hold himself back. He carried Holly in his arms as he rushed toward me. Kulhern, who do you think you are to ask for a divorce? If you give birth to the child, your identity in my family would be solidified. So, what if I cheat on you? You're still gaining something effortlessly. My sadness overshadowed my anger as tears streamed down my face. Jordan finally softened his tone when he saw my tears. As long as you don't interrupt my private life, you're still my wife. Those women are just playthings to me. They're the motels, and only you're my home. Holly pinched Jordan's waist disapprovingly. Who are you referring to as a motel? I felt an urge to vomit when I saw them acting intimately before me. Ah. Holly screamed as I threw up all over Jordan and her. Holly was furious. She rushed over to grab my hair. T. You ruined my wedding gown. I was choking and coughing. I stuttered. That's my wedding gown. A loud slap shocked everyone at the scene. Everyone fell quiet. Holly was breathing heavily. I felt a burning sensation on my cheek. She pushed me. I fell to the floor. There was an intense pain in my abdomen. I started bleeding profusely. Ouch. Save me. Someone, save me. Everyone was clueless. I was the only person who knew that if I was bleeding during pregnancy, it either meant a miscarriage or worse, my death. I started crawling on the floor. Jordan's friends were laughing at me. Culhern, you're someone with status. You have to take care of your image when you're out. Why are you acting like a TC? I almost passed out from the pain. I gathered the last bit of strength that I had and grabbed Jordan's pants. Send me to the hospital. I'm having a miscarriage. Jordan felt something was wrong when he saw the blood trickling down my legs. He asked me anxiously, Are you alright? Why are you bleeding so much? My lips were pale. I could not even say a single word because of the pain. Culhern, are you really suffering from a miscarriage? Jordan pushed Holly aside and rushed toward me. He looked very concerned. Holly continued being sarcastic. Jordan, I bet she's having her period. Do you really think she's having a miscarriage? After hearing Holly's words, Jordan fully believed her. He dropped me onto the floor angrily and kicked my leg. Do you have to do this to gain my affection from Holly? You're so shameless. I'm going to be the butt of the joke in my friend group. Holly leaned her head against Jordan's shoulder as she stared at him lovingly. Jordan, don't be angry at Culhern just because of me. Culhern must have had too much pig feed. That's why something is wrong with her brain. She's still pregnant. Why are you kicking her? I reached out my hand in pain. My fingers left a few blood-stained as I clawed against the floor. Please call an ambulance, help me. Jordan's friends were all laughing. Culhern, you have such good acting skills. If you don't win an Oscar, we would think that the awards are rigged. Jordan's expression turned cold. Why are you pretending to be hurt? Would anyone believe you? Get lost and go home now. Stop embarrassing me. I also wanted to leave. I wanted to escape from this place. I wanted to divorce Jordan, but I could not do it. I could not even stand up. I could only beg them over and over again. It's impossible for me to have a period when I'm pregnant. This is common knowledge. Holly is lying to you. Please get me an ambulance, or else I might die. My face turned pale, and my lips were turning blue from the blood loss. One of Jordan's friends started to be worried. Jordan, I feel Culhern is really weak now. What if we… Shut up. Jordan yelled angrily. Are you her husband, or am I her husband? I'm telling you, no one should pay any attention to her. She's just putting on an act. Jordan squatted down before me. He stared at me in interest as I wriggled on the ground like an animal. How long have I been with you? Do you think I won't see you through? I shut my eyes in despair. I tried to reach and grab my phone just a little more, and I could. Ah. Jordan stepped on my hand that was reaching out to grab my phone. He said viciously, are you planning to call an ambulance to complete your act? Or are you planning to call the cops and have us all arrested? Why do I have such an immature wife like you? I was blind to marry you. If you were not pregnant with my child, I wouldn't even spare you a bite of food. I almost fainted from the extreme pain coming from my hand. Jordan instructed his friends to extend the private room booking to 3 days and forbade anyone from entering. He ground his leather shoe against my fingers. You embarrass me in front of my friends. Shouldn't I teach you a lesson? The private room booking was extended to 3 days. Jordan tied my hands and legs up. He looked at the blood on the floor in disgust. He said to his friends, Let's go. Let's let Culhern enjoy this private room on her own. I turned around to look for a surveillance camera. However, I noticed that they had covered the surveillance camera with a cloth. If I could reach the surveillance camera and use my mouth to pull that cloth away, the waiters would be able to save me. I endured the immense pain and waited for everyone to leave. After the last person exited the room, I started wiggling on the floor with much difficulty. With every inch that I moved forward, I felt a horrible pain in my abdomen. If not for my survival instincts, I would have passed out a few hundred times. Sweat drenched my hair, and I finally reached the surveillance camera. I just needed to use my mouth to pull the cloth aside, and I would be saved. I knew you were not going to stay put. The hope in me dimmed when I heard that cold voice. Fortunately, I was staring from the entrance for a while. I didn't know you loved acting this much. You're still acting after we've left. Who are you acting for? The waiters here? For them to think that you're the good guy, and we're the murderers. Jordan started to laugh as he dragged me to the washroom. I left a scary blood trail behind me. Since you're not being good, you should stay in this washroom for the next few days. If you're so smart, go on and find a surveillance camera here. The soundproofing of the washroom was really good. Even if I tried my best to scream, no one could hear me. I tried not to faint as I combed through ways for me to escape. Glasses. My glasses had been smashed on the floor from the fight earlier. My glasses were stained with blood, and it was still hanging on my sleeve. I used my body to push Jordan aside and tried my best to run toward the window and throw the glasses down. As long as someone saw it, that person would feel that something odd happened here. Jordan sneered. You're really insane. I'm going to send you to a mental asylum after you have our child. After he said that, he shut the door to the washroom. I could no longer hear a single thing. I kept slamming my body against the washroom door. I increased my force with every slam, and my body went numb. I knew my child was dead, but I still wanted to survive. I did not have time to be sad. I rushed toward the window and started yelling for help. Help me. Someone is killing me. Is there anyone to help me? It was so painful. The numbness had dissipated, and I felt the immense pain from my abdomen. It took all of my energy for me to walk toward the door. The door was opened. Jordan glared at me in annoyance. Are you done with your... My vision turned black as I fainted. Jordan saw my deflated abdomen. Before I completely lost consciousness, I heard Jordan exclaim, Culhern, are you all right?